What's good, everybody? Back once again, and it was an okay and all right, you know, football weekend. It wasn't the grandest or spectacular, but first day of football, you can never beat it. And it looked like it was the first time of football for everybody. Everybody sort of seemed a little rusty. I was like, they're a little bit, got to get in the rhythm for at least it looked like most of them. But I imagine that's how it is when you're like finally playing, like real football with a starter that ain't really played. You playing against an actual like other team and stuff. And it really looks a little sluggish for a lot of them out there. Um, and just run through a couple of games, or at least what I was watching or whatever. Um, that boy Stroud was had a rough day. I mean, the rookies had like a rough day, but Stroud probably had the rough day out of him. That boy just seemed like he was just running for his life nearly half the time. But yeah, they gonna have to get that line a little bit more. I mean, and he don't really have any receivers yet either, so but on the other side, the Ravens, they also looked a little like the defense fine, of course. And they're playing against like a rookie too, but Lamar seemed sluggish. He seemed a little struggling today. And then it's really weird because most time at the beginning of the year, I was like, he actually is guns a blazing. It's sort of weird that this year that they got the offense that is supposed to be more of a passing threat, and it it just seemed like it was just a little bit compared to the last couple of years where he was just over here just bombing away with a different set of weapons. But Zay Flowers looked good, and Rashad Bateman had some juice in him. Odell didn't really he didn't get like his numbers there, but I was like, but he still's a name, so he's still gonna draw people, so that should work in the favor of the other receivers. But once again, the Ravens and their health. It's like Marcus Williams got like a torn pec, so I expect him to be out for a minute, and J.K. Dobbins gone for the year. And I was like, good thing the Ravens are with running backs how the 49ers are with quarterbacks. They need like four because they always had Mark Ingram, Dobbins, Justice Hill, who's running the ball, Gus Edwards, Tyson Williams, Kenyon Drake. Uh, I was like, I think they got Melvin Gordon on the practice squad. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they over here and they picked up like Kareem Hunt or something like that, just because. Um, I was like because now you done lost your main bell cow, so now you're gonna have to switch it up because you don't want them to all be sort of redundant or whatever. But hey, they got the win. I think it's gonna be a minute, I guess, until they work everybody into the offense. But yeah, no, a little sluggish today. But hey, they should be good. Um, I was like, the Packers and Bears. Just this is not the game that doesn't feel needed to shut up naysayers. Now, but while on the other hand, this is sort of the game that Love needed in order to give some hope to any of the naysayers. Uh, I was like, Love. I was like, once he got in the rhythm, I was like, it's really funny. It's like once he got in a rhythm, he really looked like how the Packers have had. They only had like two quarterbacks, but you could see it. It's always something about the Packers system, or what. No matter who's there, but he was doing a lot of like Aaron Rodgers esque type things. I really like the throw where I really like the two throws where he was going to his left, and he threw it, and he was able to launch it to Aaron Jones for the screen, and then I like the other one where he was like backpedaling and he had to just launch it to his tight end that was wide open that should have scored but didn't. Uh, but I also think that Love is going to be fine. I think they're going to be good. The offense is going to be staying, and that defense is really good. which is why I'm not harping too bad on Fields, just because I'm like that defense is really that good, and they do have a plethora of players on there. The reason they've been drafted on that side, but I was like I was like it was just a couple bad mistakes that was just there, and where I'm like nah, that's on him. I was like, ain't gonna make any mistakes, but I'm not ready to give up on the dude. Nothing like that. Uh, I was like the 49ers steamrolled the Steelers, and I didn't think it would be like that. I didn't think it'd be that bad. Peterson was getting ate up at the cornerback spot. Uh, I was like, Purdy was just like, yo, I'm that dude today. I'm that dude. On the other side, Pickett is over here looking like, how long until the little Pittsburgh guy gets out of Pittsburgh? Cause it just ain't clicking. It didn't seem like they couldn't get nothing going, to be honest. I was like the passing really wasn't there. I was like they really wasn't gaining anything. Not gonna stay on that one. Uh, I was like, good job Baker, upsetting the Vikes here. Uh, but I was like, this seemed like it really was just a game of just. Mm. I mean, it was a good game, but I was like, but you had Baker Mayfield. I was like, doing Baker Mayfield stuff to get into it with people. A couple of times, like I seen, uh, but the Vikings offense is going to be good. I was like, no matter who's toting the ball, I was like, they got enough receivers. I was like, it's all to me. It's always just on Cousin. It's always on Cousin. But Baker Mayfield was able to make enough plays today. Um, I was like the Panthers and the Falcons, and I know he's not a rookie, but Ritter is he sort of gets that little nod a little bit to me. Um, Bryce Young just looked like a rookie out there today. He didn't. I was like he didn't like wow with anything. He also didn't have his full on receiving core. Uh, but I was like he made a couple he made like rookie mistakes. I was like hell, I was like we sort of seen some of the other quarterbacks make those same mistakes that's been in the league a long time. He had alone Bryce Young. So I was like that one just looked. I was like, but he was able to stay in the pocket. I was like he able to throw in the windows. Like his size wasn't like a problem or nothing like that. He stayed calm. I was like all that stuff that you try to see in a first year quarterback. But no, I was like it wasn't nothing crazy. But the Ritter, on the other hand, I'm about to call him the Riddler. Their offense, if it could get jumping, it looked like it could be really good with Pitts, who barely had any touches. Bijan, who just looked. I was like, it looks like the video game where you play in the computer, but you're winning, and then they know they're losing, so they need to jump up. They do that. They kick in that whatever that is, that gear. That's what he looks like when he was just like making dudes miss and like miss tackles and stuff like that. It was crazy between him and Agler. They should have a pretty good offense, and their defense is actually pretty good too. I was like, Bates is the guy I couldn't remember his name, and I was like, out of all people, I'm like the ball hawking dude. And speaking of which, that seemed like he was needed for the Cincinnati Bengals, who could not do anything but I was like, make it rain out there, I guess. I was like, it wasn't like an overall spectacular game from like anyone. It was just a really bad game for Cincinnati. Probably what you don't want to see after you just got the bag. But I was like, it was rainy, I was like, so we'll give them a mulligan because they're Cincinnati. But Deshaun Watson had a little more pep in the step. But I was like, once again, it wasn't nothing astronomical or whatever. It was really more about the defense and was able to hold them on the other side to pretty much nothing. Uh, uh, didn't really get to see too much of the game, but I was like, I was like, from what I seen of Sam Howell, I was like, okay, cool. He's gonna be here. He's gonna be here to stay. Yeah. I was like, that's all I got to say was see a couple of his stuff, but nothing significant. Uh, so Tennessee went. I don't know if that says more about y'all backup with Malik Willis and Will Levis, but when them dudes gonna come in? because that's how it looks. It looks like one of them dudes gonna come in because he looked like the reason that everybody wanted to get off him from that playoff a couple years ago. Because boy, he was. It was just like, what are you doing? Where are you doing, sir? What are you doing? There's people back there, and they're not yours. Yeah, no, that it was not a pretty game. On their side, uh, Carr. I was like Carr looked all right. I was like he didn't look any different or any more, I guess, different than when he was with the Raiders. He didn't, it wasn't like the offense didn't look like wow, it's something way different or dynamic with Carr. That's not really what I seen there. But but I was like, he got his numbers. I was like, they got good weapons, so he doesn't really have to do anything but get the ball to the playmakers. Um, I was like, and of course, defense always pretty solid. Nothing new here. This is all week one kind of stuff. Uh, but speaking of week one, yo, Tua Tagovailoa. I was like, and that Samoan sleeve must have gave him like some anime power because that dude was like, I'm here, healthy. What's up? Hooah. Cause that dude, I was like him, and I was like, and Tyreek Hill. I was like, it's always crazy to me that Tyreek Hill is 1-on-1. I don't who is doing this? Who is doing this planning? What's going on? How is he always 1-on-1? And then the throw where Tua threw it to him to get the touchdown late in the fourth quarter. I don't understand at all because he like Tyreek didn't have to jump. I mean, it's a good ball placement. It's really more about what was the corner doing, just because like you don't. That's crazy. And like I said, I was like, I was like, we missed a field goal, and I'm like, we're gonna lose this one. And somehow the Chargers charged, and they threw. I was like intentional grounding, and that basically killed their momentum. Thank you. Uh, Philly, I don't understand how y'all let the Patriots come back in. Y'all should have just uh basically skunked them dudes because y'all was up and somehow y'all just let them come back in. I guess good job for the Patriots for trying to come back through later, but I was like the Eagles for a time looked like pretty much they were right on schedule. They were pretty much what they were doing early, and then it just slowed down and it just became stagnant. And it's like, all right. I guess Bill made some corrections and he checked that paper and he was like, nope, nope, nope. There's a lot of fault here and changed his game plan. But I was like, they were able to get Jalen Hurts like pretty good and keep him contained. And I guess that's like what was able to give Mac, his new range of weapons. I was like, there's still a little, still a little bit to be done there, but hey, they were this close. They was this close, even though they was this far away. Anyway, good job, Eagles. Cowboys. I don't know if this is going to be how y'all play the whole year, but that's scary. That's crazy. And yes, it's against the Giants. Is why I'm giving this a whole assault because I ain't have no faith in the Giants anyway. There was nobody. Outside of Barkley, nobody's spectacular on that offense, and I'm like, need to worry about. And Jesus Christ, how many pass rushes do they have? Like they got Lawrence, Parsons, Armstrong, Odigizua. I was like, probably butchered that name. And that's just like that's just the ones rough. Coming from the edge. I forgot they had Stephon Gilmore, so they got enough corners there. I was like, they got the dude that came off my squad, Noah. Noah. I was like, and it was just speed everywhere. They were just moving. I was like, yeah, temper temptations because it's the Giants, but yeah, no, it is. I was like, they were moving hella quick. Also, too, the Jags, like they're gonna be a problem. with Ridley there, because now they got more on that offense, so they got nothing but speed. Their defense is very tenacious, and they got speed as well. Speaking of speedy defense and stuff like that, Josh Allen is coming into his own on that end. And I'm like, Richardson just had rookie mistakes and stuff where it was just like, he'll see not to throw that pass. I was like, he'll know when to run and stuff like that. But for the most part, I was like, no, he was okay. They almost came out with the win with their defense, because their defense really showed up. Buckner was really a monster with his 6'7" self. But yeah. Anyway, if I missed anybody, hey, that's your fault. But that's my rundown. Could have been faster. But anyway, like anything I said here, cool. Thanks, appreciate it. If not, hey, maybe next time. But until then, peace. I'm out. Oh, wow. Did a whole